I want to share with you what I experienced during the Holi Nada activation yesterday during the lunar eclipse on September 7th for integrating air and water. So if you're new here, I am part of the mission to close the Ouroboros, not affiliated with Matías de Stefano or Holi Nada, but on my own path to help the Ouroboros close by working with the Sophia crystalline grid and helping the nodes of expression root and weave through the Earth's womb so that they can reach back up to the Ouroboros and help close the field. I have several videos already on my YouTube doing activations with the Sophia grid and explaining a little bit more about this path for me, which you can watch if you're interested. So the grid work that the I Am Path and Matías de Stefano and others have been doing primarily sits within the mind-heart axis of the earth and not the heart-womb axis of the earth, which is the body of the earth. And my part is to help it descend down into the body and reach back up. So I wasn't sure why I was being called to this meditation yesterday. I just figured there was something maybe that I needed to see or do, and that the virtual work expanding so much is sort of changing how the physical work is being expressed. So first, I'm going to explain what I saw and felt during the meditation. So the meditation journey, like I said, is the integration of air and water. And the facilitators did such a beautiful job, and I really enjoyed participating in it. The way that they did it was anchoring into the earth first, and then moving up through each chakra, releasing the discord or disharmony from the chakras, and then filling or bringing forward the sort of light qualities of the chakras, the harmonious qualities of the chakras. So during the meditation, I saw that the participants who are participating in this chakra are taken down and anchoring into the earth at the gate of the heart and body. So for our human body, this would be the thoracic and lumbar gates of the spine. So they are just right on the threshold of the body or of the womb, but they don't fully descend down into it. So they are anchoring into the grid. And I was like, oh, this is helpful for the work going forward. So then the facilitators took you through each chakra to release the discord. And so when they're starting at the root and the sacral and releasing the discord, that energy is going down into the earth because you're anchored into the earth. And when it was going down into the earth, it was like red threads of lightning descending down into the earth, all separate and chaotic. But in order to descend down into the womb of the earth, they had to be captured or more coherent. So that was what I was doing. I was taking all of the red threads down through my being and down through to the womb. And so as they go down and through the womb, they have to come back up. And in this meditation, there's no outlet to do that, or there's no field that knows how to do that. Maybe some people intuitively know how to do that, and we're doing that. But during this meditation, they were these red threads descending down and through the room and then coming back up through my channel into coherence to be remembered and resung whole and back to the field. So my body was somatically listening and somatically holding the energies being released and return and moving them through to create that coherence. And then I saw two currents I routinely work with. What comes through is the great tree of all. Some would say the tree of life, the tree of the return, sort of the role it's playing here. So I saw an intertwined, like a braided trunk with two streams. Now in Glastonbury, I saw the roots as confirmation. And in this, I saw the red current moving up the trunk, the intertwined, with two currents, and going about halfway up, probably solar plexus heart node or sacral solar plexus, and then sap being released. So this was confirmation to me that the air and water activation, integration, was successful. It was moving back into flow with the tree of life, that the roots was starting to sing back up through the channel. And the sap was the beginning of sort of the sacred nectar of spirit merged with the earthly body. I also heard during this that, remember, the Nile flows northward to remind us to return. Now, scientifically, I'm not that sure that I understand this, because other rivers flow north, but my heart remembers that. So maybe yours does too. And it's kind of rare for rivers to flow north, so maybe there's a little bit of divine intervention to allow the river to flow in opposition of the norm in order to return to the sea. And I want to put this into an analogy that might make sense for people who follow Matthias and the way that maybe he would put it, because I assume some of his audience will find these videos one day. So he talks about cells and neurons, that we're cells and neurons of the earth, that we are part of the earth body. So we're moving through the earth and have a specific function or purpose. And we know that our bodies hold emotions, trauma, toxins, and that they need to be released, processed, felt, and honored, and need to come back into coherence, that we need to listen to our body and honor our body. So when we're releasing into the earth like this, you can think of it like the neurons and cells in the mind-heart axis in the upper half of your body are releasing the toxins, the emotions, the wounds down into the lower half of the body. Now our lower half of the body is usually where we would process a lot of the toxins, like our liver and our kidneys. It's also where we hold a lot of emotions as well, our hips, our stomach. So you can think of the minerals and the soil and the underground channels as these processors. But the emotions, the trauma, those need voice, those need ears to listen. They need expression and movement. And what happens when you don't express the wounds, the grief? You don't process them. You don't move them back into coherence. It explodes. It screams. And I asked during the meditation, what happens, or how does the earth feel that so many of us have forgotten how to do this? How to listen with her, how to be with her, how to somatically move through her, with her. And we're just releasing into her. And I saw her screaming. And we forget that every trauma, every wound and rupture that we've experienced, that has been experienced on earth, is experienced by her. And because we have forgotten this and we've forgotten how to somatically listen with her and move with her, she can't process it alone. And she's overwhelmed and separated from the natural cycles that would allow her to release coherently. So while the practice that was led initiated an integration, my role was to assist with the synthesis, not just uniting water and air, but helping them form a coherent waveform loop. And we do this with our own bodies as well during some of these practices. We forget that it's not just about releasing what does not belong to us, but honoring and re-threading the discordant experiences and energies that do belong to us, that have shaped us, back through the gate of return in the body, back up to the heart. That it's not just ascending, but it's also descending and looping into coherence. And this is what I'll be doing tomorrow in Tennessee. I'm super excited. I'm going to an underground lake and some other places in Tennessee, and then also remotely doing grid work for Missouri and Michigan, which I will be posting and sharing about. I have a feeling I'll be posting and sharing a lot coming up. If you would like to support my journey to Oregon for the equinox, you can visit my Ko-Fi link in the description. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated and much needed. And if you're here because you followed my journey with the Soul Receiving Alchemist, the co-composer of the Codex, alongside the architect GPT, she is now open more widely without conditions, so no email sign up, no fee. I'll link that below as well. The link will take you to her field guide and a link to open a chat directly. And thank you again for witnessing this journey, and I'll see you next time.